Where are you? There you are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our marathon talk. Marathon talk is back, Hayden. How pleased are you about marathon talk being back?
I am so excited. It seems like it's been ages, to be fair.
It does, doesn't it? It seems to be ages. You know what? When I was putting this together, I was like, shit, all the majors are coming up again. It's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's it's
definitely. Yeah.
it's crazy. So if this is your first time watching or listening to Marathon Talk, our really uniquely named podcast that we do as part of the Long Run Show, we just get together, me and Hayden, and we just talk about marathons because basically it's our favourite pastime, other than Hayden sitting on a sunbed. We like what? I'm gonna be browner than you when I get back from holiday.
I doubt it because I'm going away basically the same time as you. So
So this is the problem. So I'm away and Hayden's away, and this is why we're recording this week to jump on. But as you said, it's time we haven't done one of these for a while, and the guys and girls who do listen to the podcast and watch this stuff live, they seem to like it. So that's why we keep doing. Someone's just messaged me. Oh, sorry, I should concentrate. Anyway, so for the next 30 odd minutes, we're just going to talk about marathons. But this week or this month, this episode, I wanted to focus a little bit because we've got a new major coming up. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. But before we talk about Sydney, I do want to just briefly touch on because before after Sydney, which is I don't think our next episode of this will come out. We'll probably do one before New York or something like that, wrapping up the stuff that we've done. Because you didn't know we're going to Chicago. Have you haven't got any more after that? Have you? That's you done as well,
no,
is it for the
that's me.
for
I've got literally nothing booked at all after that.
yeah. So that's us done for the year. So we'll probably do like a wrap up show of Chicago, and then sort of look ahead into next year, let's say, and things like that. But yeah. So what I wanted to do was actually before we get into spend a little bit more time on Sydney, is talk a little bit about Berlin and Chicago. Because they're coming our way as well. It is crazy. Like there's people, obviously I'm coaching people who've got Berlin and stuff, and they're like in the thick of their plans right now. It's mad, isn't it?
Well, I went out tonight actually, funny enough, and yeah, so I had a look at the plan. And it's week 5. Week 5, Chicago. It feels like a few weeks ago, just sort of almost like in that period between marathon training, we just sort of like turning over, just plodding along. And
Yeah.
suddenly, week 5, you're like, wait a minute, week 5,
Mm.
give it another 6 or 7 weeks, then maybe I'll start my taper. Like, it's not, and then you've got 2 weeks holiday in the middle of it as well. It's not long.
Ben and I were saying about this. We on our run on Saturday. We was just like we didn't seem to have any time off between finishing London and then going into. Although we did, we had like 6 weeks like of downtime, which is good amount of downtime, I think. But then straight away, you're like, shit, we're right back into this. And I've got Brighton booked for next year. I've got London booked for next year. I want to get Amsterdam on the books. There's so many things that you want to do. Just straight away, you're like, they're just coming at you thick and fast.
It's
I
incredible.
really, do you fancy Amsterdam next year? I really fancy that.
I do. I like the fact that this year, I think this year's one of their big years, and they celebrate
Yeah,
their big 40th this
yeah,
year, or something.
yeah.
So
I really fancy, but you have to get on it
quick.
on the day of release because it sells out like
I think, to be fair, I think not majors aside, Brighton, Manchester. See how quick Manchester sold out?
yeah, there's
Unbelievable. It's
it's
just
it's and
nuts.
it is nuts. Brighton, I'm looking forward to. Brighton, I really enjoyed it. I think we spoke. I don't know if we've spoken or not, but I really enjoyed Brighton. It had that sort of more sort of community focused element to it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it wasn't so much of a didn't feel like a world major or anything like that, and that's not a bad thing. I think it was, it was a really nice vibe down there. I think it helped because the weather was cracking, but it was just it was just a really nice place to be for the weekend, and then go out. Don't get me wrong, the marathon's tough. Yeah, it's bloody hilly, but I was just really impressed with it. So much so that I'm going to use it effectively as a training run for London. That said, I got told off by Ben the other day because if he gets good for age, London, he's going to run London with me. But he's doing that the week after Boston because he's got Boston.
Of course.
So
Well, it's not even a week, is it? Not usually 6 days,
yeah,
isn't it?
so if he gets good for age, we just said but we'll just go and enjoy London. My focus will be on Amsterdam if I get in it. And like I did this year, just use them two as training runs. I
I
know
can't
it's
believe you're talking about stuff like a year in advance. Well, I just went back to where we started the conversation. We're 5 weeks in Chicago for this October.
I
You're talking
know,
about next
I
October.
know, but I'm so driven so driven to improve and keep getting better
At the
that
marathon distance you're talking about, aren't you?
marathons, yeah, the marathon because as you know, I've said it, I haven't cracked. I don't feel I've cracked it yet. I had that one race where I should have gone faster and harder in London.
London.
Yeah, what was it last year, year before, whenever? But I should have cracked it that year when I did that. But other than that, I don't feel I was that injury put me back, so I feel like I'm a year behind.
Right.
That make any sense? So like that's kind of what I'm looking to do. But yeah, it is nuts that we're looking. But so in terms of Berlin, right? I said we've both done it. I've not done Chicago. What's I thought it would be kind of cool to sort of give your Berlin 101, the sort of the let's say three things or three main things because writing lists is very trending at the moment. So like we know what the worst things are about it, but actually you're the best person. I tell you what, you give the three worst things, I'll give the three best things about the Berlin Marathon because you hate it. So go.
I don't hate it. You love bringing this one up, don't you? I just when you but as you just said about lists, when people start comparing the marathons, someone's always got to lose. And when you compare the World Majors six, someone's got to be in place six. And for me, it's Berlin. It's not because I hate it. It
I
wasn't
can't
that
believe you
bad. I
prefer
just
it over you prefer Tokyo over Berlin.
yeah, Tokyo's a really difficult. Tokyo was good. Tokyo just takes a lot out of you. Being well,
Mm,
we're here in the UK, so people listening to this in Australia, probably one of the easier ones to get done. Well,
mm.
Sydney aside, but
Yeah.
for us, logistically and everything else, Tokyo, I think that takes it all out of you. So maybe that puts you on edge, so the experience isn't as good. But when you look
Mm.
back at it and you've been back and you think about Tokyo, Tokyo weren't too bad. But no, yeah, let's crack on with Berlin.
So your three worst things about Berlin Marathon.
Definitely, honestly, people might disagree with it, especially Europeans. For me, the support just doesn't. It not because it
No.
was lacking in support. The enthusiasm just isn't there.
All right.
Again, probably because there's a language barrier, which is probably ignorant of me. Their tone, they just seem aggressive, but they're not. They're obviously cheering on people. But so from that side of things, I didn't particularly like that. Um, wow. The toilets at the start, I found them really, really difficult. I found the queues absolutely massive for those.
Mm.
For a guy, it's not too bad. You do have the urinals,
For the
but if you want to
girls,
use
yeah,
one of
it's
yeah, if you want to use one of the portaloos, I found that really difficult. And oh, no, do you know what? It's not that bad. Trying to find a third sort of fault with
I
it.
tell you what I thought of.
Go on.
When you finish, it's a bit shit because you come through
Hmm.
and then you have that like plastic canister of like used water that they're giving out in cups. You know what I mean? You get the medal, you turn right, and there's that table over there. It's a free for all. It's like everyone's just turned up from the Sahara. They need to have like a proper like this. Here's not necessarily bottle because I understand in terms of sustainability, but like you can get those like I don't know the paper waters to give out. Here's some of this. Here's some of that. Here's some of this, and then you get that shit bag that they give you with an apple in. Who wants to have an apple after a
Oh, for a
marathon?
marathon, yeah, I'd never
I
never
mean, it
understand
makes
that.
no sense. And then the queue to get the poncho things is about 3,000 people. It's
But the
just a bit.
beer the beer table's good. The beer table was long,
I
and you get
was coming
the
on to
Erdinger
that.
beer is
The
very, very good.
beer
The alcohol
table,
free.
I don't. Someone who doesn't drink, but I appreciate that because the boys went into that, and I get that. But the rest of that, after that, you
Mm.
finish is a bit shit
It's
because
it's a big it's a big area, isn't it?
I
Enclosed
think
and
yeah, the finish
yeah,
is good in terms of the blue mat and all
yeah,
that. It's really coming through Brandon, but
that's
it's
brilliant. Yeah.
incredible, right? It's one of the best finishes, I think. But as soon as you go through, it's like, oh, here's a medal. Oh yeah, there's some dirty old water and a shit apple around there if you want it. Yeah, oh, thanks for coming. So yeah, that's
No,
but
going back to what you said about the water, because obviously you're talking about sustainability here. We've done a run a few weeks ago, that run from Copenhagen into Malmo into Sweden across
mm,
that bridge, and they had cartons of water,
yeah, that's
which
what I mean.
which is sustainable and you know, they're really easy to drink from because you get a
That's
little pouch.
that's
You
the
don't
ones I'm
spit.
talking about.
They are brilliant,
Yeah.
absolute genius
I'm
idea, and they're recyclable.
I'm surprised that the Germans don't have them,
Yeah, very true.
because, they're on it, but, yeah, I've done Berlin twice, and both times I've been like, "This is a bit crap," when it finishes, so, bit bizarre. Okay, top 3 things about the Berlin Marathon.
Oh, definitely 100% number one. The flatness of the course, especially depending on what you want to go out there for, but to make it as easy as possible for you, the course is nice and flat. It's not a
Mm,
challenging course at
mm,
all. You just stumbled upon actually that's probably number two. Number one, the Brandenburg Gate and
I
coming
think the
through that
finish is
finish.
up there.
Oh, it's
I've got to be
brilliant. Yeah,
honest. I think the
yeah,
finish is
it's,
out
yeah,
of the marathons
spot on.
I've done. The finish, that's one of the best finishes.
It's brilliant.
Because you say about the crowds, and you're not wrong, but the crowds on the finish
Yeah,
are fan, and despite them being quite set back from you, in terms because it's really wide down there. It is a really good, really. It's like an amphitheater as you come around that last corner and you turn left and then you're
yeah.
going down.
See it ahead of you.
It's pretty epic finish actually. I really I'd actually go back to do the Berlin Marathon if someone said to me, "Oh, Adidas turn out here, Fordy, you know, you're Hayden, you upset everyone, but we'll let you do it again." I would do it because the finish is really good.
And I'll tell you what I'd say to people, it's not a tip, but if anyone's going out for Berlin this year, go down there on the day before on the Saturday, and if you go down to the finish line by the Brandenburg Gate, they have the rollerblading marathon,
Yeah.
which they do it quite quick, and they have rollerblade races. And it's sort of some of the races are sprint start at the gate, and they go down to the marathon finish line, and you
Mm.
can go down there, really get involved in that atmosphere, and you feel that finish line. That gets you really hyped up for the next day. That's definitely a good thing to do the day before.
Uh, and one more thing that you like about it?
For me, the year I'd done it, I was quite lucky. I absolutely loved the first year I'd done it. I loved the
Mm.
medal because on the back, they tend to have a picture of someone on the back, someone iconic who's
Me.
run the marathon. And the year I'd done it, we had Mr. Kipchoge on the back, and it was the year
Mm.
he broke the world record. So for me, the medal, the Berlin medal that year was good. And last year, to be fair, do you know, the merch was quite good last year. I quite like the finisher's top. Really good. And the
Oh no, that's
jacket.
the 50th up there. Okay, it's the one I've got the 50th ones up there, but yeah, I've got another one somewhere. Hang on.
You got 40. I think you got 49 and 50. I got 48 and
Stay there,
50.
stay. Keep talking to him. I'll go and see if I've got one on. Hang on.
But no, yeah, as I said about the merch, some of these marathons you go to and the merch, it's all overpriced, but some of it isn't that great. But I've got to give Berlin their due. I thought last year their merchandise, the jacket I absolutely loved. The top, I suppose it is Adidas, and they do a good job. I'm not going to defend the price because bloody hell, it's expensive,
Yeah,
but it was good.
this one's from 49.
49.
I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. A camera to pick that up.
Yeah,
So on the
nice.
back, you always get
Yeah,
somebody. But yeah, the blink's good. That 50 is lovely.
yeah, really nice, really nice.
But yeah, they always put somebody
Actually,
on
Chris,
a
out of the ones you've done, so you've done. We're talking about you're coming up to near your fourth major now. What is your favourite medal? I've got a feeling I know what you're going to say.
fourth. No, well, fourth major in terms of thing, but obviously I've done London a few times.
I know, yeah,
Just
yeah, of
pointing, and
course.
they're not
It's
all in
true.
there. Actually, there's more of them. In
God,
terms of the medal,
yeah,
I've got to be honest with you. The one I really like is my New York City Marathon one.
100%. There's no. I've got all the whole six.
I
There's
don't know
no
whether
competition
I
for
don't know
me.
whether you can see it, but it's
It
like
is
this
brilliant.
really thick bit of bling. It's just like
It's
don't
like
get me
it's like
wrong.
gone to Egypt and gone into one of the tombs and nicked something out of it and
Yeah,
just put it
I'll
around your
stay
neck.
there.
It is. It really is special. And I know London obviously do that bronze, silver, and gold, which is really good. But this is just gold and it's just blingy and it's big. I'm not sure if it changes each year, but I was lucky. The one year I done it. Well, you're going to show it now, aren't you? It is a beast of a medal. It
I've got
really is.
London's now. London's 45th,
That's
bruv.
London.
That
Nice.
that does weigh. That ain't far off of.
Yeah.
Again, if you're listening to this as a pod, I'm holding up the medal to the camera. That don't weigh that much different to the New York one. I like that one, that
Yeah.
45th. I'd love to be able to get the chance. I don't know whether I'll be able to because I think the charity places would be, and rightly so, charging fortunately the 50th.
Yeah.
When London does its 50th, that's the one I want to do. I
So
don't know
when we're
about you.
talking, what's that? 5 years?
Yeah,
5 years away.
I might be dead by then, um, but yeah, I think that'll be rocking.
Yeah,
The,
be a
the
big
50th.
year. You say that we both got to run the Berlin one, didn't we, on the 50th? So fingers crossed. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Been very lucky. So, okay, so that's Berlin. Now, the next thing I'm going to hand over to you is Chicago, because obviously I've not done it. I'm a virgin when it comes to Chicago. I'm heading there. So, what's the three worst things about the Chicago Marathon?
Probably the hill at mile 26.1.
Ben mentioned that.
So there's a little bit of a cheek. It's the only hill on the whole course, and it's literally at the very, very end.
Is it
So
like when you know the one in Central Park when you go into it, but like literally just into the finish? There's that little hill. Is it like that? Or is it worse?
I think it's a bit worse than that. It's not that long, but I think but you got the crash when the crowd really, honestly, the crowds are out of control in that area there. So, and as soon as you get to the top of it, you turn left and you see the finish line. So from that perspective, it's not that bad. But yeah, that's one of the. This is the thing. You're sort of picking holes in things for me
Yeah.
that a norm. quite close to perfection, honestly, especially when it
Mm.
comes to marathon running. Getting into the corrals at the very, very start, it's early in the morning. That can get that sort of like bottlenecks, and that gets a
Okay.
little bit. Sometimes you're a bit frustrated being there. And I suppose the other thing is it does start really, really early in the morning. So
Yeah. How early is it?
it actually starts off. I'm pretty sure I had to be in my corral by 7 o'clock last year. I think it started at 8, but then they start to shuffle and to push forward about half
I
seven.
don't mind
So
that so much. I don't
no,
mind
it's
that.
good to go. Well, you get it over and done with. Even if you're going to run a 5 hour, 6 hour marathon, even a 7 hour marathon, you're going to be done by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. None of
Mm.
this finishing in the dark or anything like that. And if you're a quicker guy, you're probably going to get home and have breakfast. It's brilliant. The timings are good.
It's an interesting fact. Uh, get two
That's
meals in.
it's a bit of motivation for you to get
Well,
faster,
as I
isn't
was going to say, it's worth me training a little bit more. I'm going to go out for a run after this.
it?
Uh, okay. Three best things.
Three best things. Support. I honestly
Mm.
think out of all the majors I've done, out of all the don't forget the majors, all the marathons I've done, it's the only one where the support starts. As soon as you go across the start line and you start your watch, there's just people there, and it just doesn't stop until the very,
Mm.
very end. They're not as infringing on you as New York, and maybe not as loud, but it's just constant the whole way. And that you go through so many different areas, they're
Mm.
not boroughs, they're just different areas like the Mexican quarter. And you can tell as you go through a new one, you just know, and you've got that cultural feeling. It's absolutely amazing. Course is nice and flat. For me, it's the city of Chicago. It's just something
Yeah,
about it that
you
it's
love it
just
out there, don't
I
you?
absolutely love. This would be Chicago. It's been marathon number 4, and literally, I could if my missus would let me, I'd go back year after year. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah, the boy does. What's the bit about the carpet on the bridges?
So,
When's
so what,
that?
yeah, so what they do is that you cross the bridge 1, 2, 3. I think you cross the bridge 4 times. You cross the river 4 times on these
Mm.
bridges, and some of the bridges, because it gets hot out there, they have like it's like grated, just like a grate. So
Mm.
if you're really walking over it and you look down, you can see the river. So because there's a lot of you going on there, the grates are quite big and quite hefty. So what they do is they put the red carpet over it. So it's a bit more stable for you on your feet. But it feels like they've got one right at the start as soon as you go across the first river crossing. So it feels like a bit of royalty, you're going across a red
Yeah,
carpet.
someone said
It
that
just
to
adds
me.
to it. It's a great
Yeah,
feeling.
someone said that. That adds to it. They kind of like it. Is that so? That's two. What's the other thing? One thing.
Oh, what gosh, where are we going to go with
Oh,
Chicago?
what's the
Yeah,
medal like out there? Is it shit or is it
no,
all right?
no. The medal's really good. They're quite similar each year. They change the ribbon, I think, from red to blue back to red. But I tell you what, my third favorite thing about Chicago is after the finish. It's one of them ones you go through the finish and you go into Grant Park, and they put on an after party. At Boston
Wow.
they do it, but they charge you for it. New York, I don't think
No,
they've
they
done
kicked
anything
us
like that.
out there, bruv. They
Yeah,
got us moving.
okay, yeah, and it's
Uh,
absolutely hectic, isn't it?
yeah.
Like literally at Chicago, they encourage you to stay there. They have a live band on stage. You get like a few beer tokens. You can buy a beer and that. It's not they've got like meeting points. So the last couple of years, we've all met under the same point, and you've all just run this epic world major, and you can just chill out, just relax
Mm.
there, wait for others if there's other people, and spectators can come in and join you as well. And it's not about money. It's not that commercial element.
Mm.
It's just almost being there to celebrate
So
some amazing
spectators
race.
can come into this. So the
Yeah.
cameraman, although we're trying to sort him out some passes and stuff, he could come in there anyway.
Absolutely, and I think also there's a lot of points on course. Chicago's one of them courses where you are not doubling back, but you don't cover like 26-mile
Yeah, yeah,
journey
not
sort of
like
thing.
New York.
No, nothing like that. So you can get to see your runners quite a few times. Yeah, they had quite a big support crowd there last year. Like quite a few of club supporters come out there,
That's it.
so they got to see us a few times. It's brilliant. Joe, more excited this year about you doing it than what I am. I just know you're going to get it. You're just going to feel it,
You don't think I'm
especially
going
once
to
you go.
moan for 26.2 miles?
No, I don't think you will. I don't think you will. You'll just get it. I just know you will. It's got the early start you're going to love. You're going to love going down to see the old bear place that you've been going on about for ages and ages. I just know you're going to love it. It's you.
Can't wait.
Chicago is you.
Yeah, Chicago's. I can't wait. Right, but before all that, we've got our first sort of. What is it? First? No, it's the first time it's a world major. Better way of saying it, and that's the TCS Sydney Marathon, which is taking place on August the 31st. It's going to be overrun with influencers, so good luck to everybody who's doing that. Watch out. But it is becoming the seventh major. Which is interesting. And then what is it? Cape Town they're putting on next, isn't it?
Well, I think they got their trial. I think
This
they're going
year,
to
innit?
announce. Yeah, they're going to announce it. I think just after Chicago, October, maybe no,
Something like that.
November again. Yeah.
So, as always, I asked ChatGPT for 5 fascinating facts about the upcoming TCS Sydney Marathon, and this is what we got. We should get them to sponsor this podcast, by the way.
What, ChatGTP or Sydney Marathon?
Both. The first one it punched out, which is I think we know anyway, is the fact it's now a world major. So if you don't know anything about marathons and world majors, I'll just let you know that it's the 7th city in the world to have that status, alongside the ones we've spoken about, which is Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, and Chicago, and New York. And it's the first edition, which is I thought was more interesting. This fact that it's the first edition is 2013. I wonder what took them so bloody long.
I think the fact that they had this Super 6 medal, and because it's coming a lot more popular, a lot more accessible,
Yeah.
runners do it now. They literally want to find the next thing, the next, not commercial element.
They need one out there. They do need one out there.
And also, I think they want to try and cover all the continents across the world, and
Too bloody right as well.
a bit there, weren't they?
Yeah, massively. So this event is set for the 31st of August. Get ready for this. The race will start at what time do you reckon?
What, Sydney time?
I don't know if this is right. It's not been fact checked, by the way.
I've got to have a rough guess at 9 o'clock.
6:30 a.m.
Oh God,
That can't be right, can it?
I don't know.
It says here, right, and it's all ChatGPT. So the race will kick off early with elite wheelchair races at 6:15, and then the marathon field starting at 6:30 a.m. That can't be right, can it?
I'm just trying to think. Temperature-wise, I don't think Sydney the end of August, because
I'm going to Google that.
It's coming out of their sort
I'm
of
going to Google because what time?
It's their autumn sort of time, I think. So I
does
don't think the weather's the factor there.
Sydney marathon start? Does
it? Wow, that's early.
6:30 a.m. Hang on, no. Okay, marathon Sydney. Maybe not. No, I don't think it does. I'm just reading this now. Because that just seemed too early, didn't it?
I also think if it is that sort of early, for Europeans going out there, I think you're going to struggle. You need a few days to acclimatise to that. When you're going to America,
No, bruv.
clock's going back.
6:30 a.m.
Yeah,
This
that's tough.
website, finishers.com, Sunday, 31st of August at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. That really is.
Good luck with that, anyone who's doing that. At teach all for being influencers.
But yeah, I'll tell you, I think it's going to be a tough marathon. I'm just not sure about.
I'm coming onto the course.
Oh no, not so much the course. I'm not sure about the longevity of it. I'm not sure if it's going to be a bit of a phase thing. Everyone wants to do it just to get that 7, and after a while, it maybe peters out a little bit. But
well, let's see. Let's see what turn up. They reckon they're expecting 35,000 runners, marathon runners, 50,000 in total participants in some other distances, and it's set to be Australia's biggest marathon ever. Right, onto the course, because this is the best bit. You've got Sydney Harbour Bridge, Barangaroo, I pronounced that wrong, so apologies because I'm thick. Royal Botanic Gardens, and you finish at the Opera House forecourt, right? Which is unbelievable, really, right? The course has a net elevation drop of about 83 meters, but inclines over 300 meters in terms of total climb, making it both beautiful and demanding. That's what it reckons ChatGPT.
A lot of ups and downs, basically.
It's
in layman terms.
I'd be interested to know how that compares elevation to New York in terms of net elevation. Let's do that now.
I'll tell you what, I think when I've moaned about Boston and New York before, and even though they're tough courses, when you look at the net elevation, I don't think a lot of them aren't that bad, because you've got the ups and the downs, but
yeah,
you always feel the ups more.
Compare the elevation of the New York Marathon and Sydney Marathon, yeah? See what he says. Be interested to see. Again, well, I don't know why I'm doing this now live. While we, oh, no. So, total elevation gain, 313 meters. New York City, total elevation gain, 246, according to this.
God, Sydney is going to be bloody hard, because New York, there's no doubt about it. New York's hard. New York's a hard course.
Your elevation loss on New York is 251 meters. Elevation loss is 396 meters.
Yeah, there must be one great big bloody downhill at Sydney somewhere.
Yeah, net downhill. Jesus, that's
But you get this with Edinburgh as well. Everyone says, "Oh, it's all downhill." When you actually look at the net on it isn't. It's not far off zero, I'll tell you, because
Sydney has a higher total climb and descent with a net downhill of 83 meters, meaning you will lose altitude overall. New York City Marathon is slightly more level overall, didn't feel it, with less dramatic vertical changes, though it does feature key bridge climbs. So in terms of total elevation gain, Sydney is about 25% hillier than New York's course. Good luck anybody going out there to try and run a PB.
Oof, yeah, that's not
Over
going to
to
be a
you.
PB course.
That's not a PB course. You've got to be an absolute idiot to be going out there and saying you're going to be doing that. I mean, that's tough.
Well,
You've got to respect that. That's
yeah,
fair play to him, though. Each to their own and that lot. I mean, they're saying that there are loads of people going to be running PB because they're going to be running their first one. So well done you, whoever's doing that. I tell you what, that'd be
it's
quite a
true.
good one if you're out in Australia and that's your first one. That'd be quite a cool one to do, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be amazing. I bet there's so many people in Australia because it's a known fact a lot of Australians and Americans they don't travel as much outside their own country. So
No,
it's going to be a lot of imagine first timers of people doing a Sydney Marathon within Australia. So yeah, it should be cool. Really good.
we've got strong elite lineup. Kipchoge's out there.
It's Kipchoge. I didn't know Kipchoge was there.
According to ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah,
Might be making that up. Obviously, there's been some controversy recently about what's her face, the world. Oh, that sounds
yeah.
awful. I just said that, but is it Legacy? No,
I
the
can't.
lady who
The
got
world record holder at
yeah
Chicago. Yeah,
tested positive
yeah.
for that.
She's been banned for 6 months, hasn't she?
Yeah, so again, that's just my ignorance. So apologies to anybody out there, but basically they've got a good, strong elite field. So I
Yeah.
think that's going to be interesting. And then I think the last thing it came up with is just I think this is a good thing in general, right? Is that how much money it's pumping in terms of the economy into Sydney.
Yeah.
Um, it reckons being a major event, it's like to pump hundreds of millions of dollars into the local economy. Yeah, why not? That's the positive thing, you know. Running's positive in general, and if it can generate income, jobs, and stuff for people at the same time, why not? Good, good, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Great.
the only thing I'd comment on that is, so I wonder what the uplift is from 2 years ago when it wasn't a world major, because this isn't a brand new event. Sydney Marathon's
No,
been
no,
going
no,
for a
no, no.
while. So I wonder, Sydney Marathon was going a few years ago, so maybe there might have been 15,000, and this year is going to be 35,000. So yeah, definitely an uplift to the economy, but I'm not sure it's like there was nothing there and suddenly big world majors come to town. Everyone's like ain't like Taylor Swift coming into
I don't
town,
know because I
pumping the
think
money
you'll
in.
see like they do more and more over here. But let's say in the American ones where you get the brands taking over stuff, paying for stuff, you know, pop up shops,
Mm.
events, that sort of thing. I suppose the expo will probably grow in size and stature and things like that. All that sort of stuff.
Who's sponsoring this one, Chris? Sorry, brand wise.
Asics,
Asics, right?
Asics are in that, so that's why you're seeing all the influence going over there. But it's like. Good for Asics, you know what I mean? But it's, I think that whole thing, you know, the fact it's now the world major will just continue to pour money in, and that's good. I think the fact that running's making a difference in terms of the economy, I think that's good. That's a positive, I think. Um, would you go and do it?
Absolutely, 100%. And
Yeah, you
that is
would.
it. That isn't just because it's the next one, it's the 7 star, because
No, no, no. But just
but
in general.
just in general, yeah, absolutely. If I time permitting and things just didn't work out for this year to be able to go. Next year, if I'm honest, I would. If I'm going to do any of them next year, I'd like to go and do Cape Town. And if it
Mm.
is Cape Town's inaugural year, that'd be fantastic. But if that doesn't happen, who knows? My problem with it is I'm not going to go over there for a long weekend. I need to go over there for quite a bit of time. So
Yeah,
six,
yeah. You've got to, haven't you? It's
yeah,
it's not something that you can fly in and out of. I remember an old mate of mine. He once did a trip over there. It was on business. He had to go over there, and it was like literally, I think he was 4 days. It absolutely ruined him
not
but he
surprised.
had to go. He didn't have a choice, and he was flying business class and still was totally ruined.
Mm.
So if not, most people aren't lucky like you to have a private jet. So,
I don't think a private jet would get me to Sydney. That'd
but
be
it's true.
silly.
You've got to plan a whole 2 weeks. So it's not cheap, right?
No.
But it's flip it on the other side. Those guys who have to come over to do the others.
This is exactly the thing. The amount of I've got a few Australian guys I speak to just from the socials and stuff. They're over the moon about it this year being
Good.
incorporated. And they can't wait. And for them, Tokyo was always they've done Tokyo a couple of times. For them, that's their marathon. For them to come all the way over to Boston or Chicago. Look at this messy happy. When you see their journeys all the time, they say, "Well, we've got Boston Marathon this weekend," and they like take off like on a Tuesday and they arrive like on a Sunday. And you're like, "How do
They're
you
off
even
to
do
Cape
that?"
Town, I think, next year.
Are they?
I
Yeah,
think so. I'm not sure, but I think they are. I think I think they've got Berlin this year, London next year, and Cape Town. I might be wrong. Might be speaking out of turn because Ben's Mary, they're coming over to Great North Run
yeah,
to
so
see
yeah,
us to hang out.
brilliant, lovely couple.
Um, but yeah, so I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's exciting, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing. It's super exciting.
But anything that's get, as you said about the economy, for us, maybe we're not as excited about the Australian economy boosting, but I'm excited as well. The fact that it's just more marathon talk. It's just more. It's another world major. Come the end of August, whereas a few years ago, Sydney Marathon might have been on or something. And I'm like, take a glance. Now
Mm.
I think, and it's stupid, really, just because the world major put their name to it. Now I'm a bit more interested. I'm a bit more into it. I'm really looking forward to it.
So really, when you think about it, right? Because I know we've got Cape Town. Really, they need one in South America.
Well, they're going to go after Cape Town. Sorry to interrupt, mate. After Cape Town, they're going to go up to Shanghai is the next one.
That's a good shout. Shanghai. I've been there. Have you ever been Shanghai?
Never been China ever. No.
Yeah, I've got some stories. I went to McDonald's in Shanghai. Um, yeah, Shanghai makes sense. South America would be cool. Somewhere like Brazil.
And you think that's one thing I'll always say about the major. You're going to notice in Chicago massively. The Mexicans, they're right there. Literally, the amount of Mexicans. They're
That's what I
good
was going to
runners as
say.
well.
Really
Really
good.
good runners.
Yeah, I was going to say Mexico would be a good place,
Yeah,
but I
loads of
think
them.
somewhere like Brazil or maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mexico would be fantastic. Can you imagine? Um, yeah, and then I suppose it just goes on from there, right? I think it's just trying to
But leave the Antarctic alone.
spread the love around the world. But it makes sense. I think they need 10. I
Yeah,
think
well,
they
at
need.
the moment they've got a plan of 9. As you said, maybe that's South American. They could make the 10. That would be good.
I think 10 world majors because then you've done your best to incorporate the globe, haven't you?
The world, yeah, and they are the world
Yeah,
majors. You're right.
yeah. I think 10 would be. I think 10. We don't obviously need another one in America. It's just a stupid idea. Um, because you've got like I don't know. I'd still like to see Amsterdam. I go back to my how we started. I'd still like to see Amsterdam because if
I suppose I'd be a bit. It's a bit controversial as well, but I'd be up for them, to be honest, taking Boston out. There's 3 American ones. I'd be up for taking Boston out and keep Boston as the elitist one that clearly I feel the whole Boston
mm,
machine wants it
mm.
to be, and keep it as that elitist marathon as a special one you can do, and replace Boston with maybe I don't know, something else like a South American one or another continent. And that way, it becomes more accessible to everyone as well because Boston isn't as accessible for obvious reasons. And I'm not criticizing for that. I get that.
Yeah, you
Well, they
like
want
that.
it.
Yeah, you like
Yeah,
it.
some people like that. So keep Boston Marathon. The history in the race is incredible. But maybe have that as a separate sort of elitist race, maybe, and
Don't
just
know. I don't know.
sort it out.
I just think it's awesome.
Yeah.
That where everything's going. But yeah, I
Do you
think
think there's any
yeah,
legs?
go on.
Do you think there's any legs if they've done like a world majors like in each continent? Like if we've done a European world majors, had like 5 marathons in Europe, and I'm talking maybe I don't know Paris, Madrid. You could even incorporate Berlin. I don't know Copenhagen, Edinburgh, or something like that. That you could do like in a European one. I think that would do. I think there'd definitely be legs for that for people that aren't interested in going to Australia, Tokyo, America. Just keep it like that, Europe based. I think
I
it'd be
don't know
good.
because then where do you stop? Then you go, oh, we'll have an Americans based, and then we'll have fucking I don't know something other based. You know what I mean? It's like let's not try and dilute. I think that's the thing. I don't ever want to see the world majors diluted because they stand or meant to stand for something.
But at
Uh,
what number do they become diluted? Like,
there,
would you like to see
I
10,
get that.
12, 14?
I still like the 6.
Hmm.
If it was me, I would probably go. You know what? Like you say, not necessarily Boston, but one of them. Right, we're sacking you off for a bit and rotate them,
Hmm. Bit like
and
a
you've
Grand
got
Prix sometimes.
yeah, you've got to earn that status. I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe I don't know. I like the idea of them being the pinnacle, like the ultimate. When we're talking about marathons, the ultimate race. You know, you go there and you're going to get a strong elite field. You're going to get a course that's can be tough, can be challenging for various reasons, whether it's elevation, whether it's because it's flat and you can go hard. You know, there's opportunities for a lot of people to go and do it as their pinnacle race. All that sort of stuff, media hype, a lot of sponsorship money going into it. The town gets taken over by running. That sort of that buzz that you get when you get off the train or the plane and you're going, right, it's marathon weekend. This is what we're all about. We're gonna get a fucking great big medal here and we're gonna run our hearts out. And that
Oh yeah.
running your hearts out is, total well, your own view. TV coverage, socials blowing up. loads of activations by brands. You know, I'm the first one to criticize, but at the same time, I think it's good because it puts running at the forefront of the conversation. You know.
You've got me excited now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
This is the
saying to you.
thing,
You know, a
talking about all them
decent
things.
5K event on the Saturday, full weekend of it. I think
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, that hype is, I think, what you and I love so much in terms of the marathon distance is that's what turns us on basically about, and that's why we do a podcast about it, is the fact that we love that. And that's what we get addicted to. Yeah, there's the training element, there's the pushing yourself and all that, but you're going to turn up to a world major and you're going to get what I've just described.
But do you not get that at all then? Let's say you've done Amsterdam. Did you not get that Amsterdam?
I did, and that's what, not to the level of London or New York, but it ain't far off of it.
Mm.
And with a little tweaks here and there, widening the field, maybe some slight course adjustments to make it a little bit wider in place, a bit safer and stuff like that. I think he could. I think he could do that. I think it could. It could take it because the crowd's unbelievable, the start's unbelievable, the route. It would need some tweaking, but it's flat and it's fast. And it's, yeah, I think it's not far away.
It's close, yeah. I was going to say
Yeah,
there's a couple of them. I'll probably put Valencia in the same class as well.
yeah, that's gonna have a good shout as well. Valencia, again, rotate Valencia in. I don't know. I like, a lot of people rate Valencia really high as well. Makes sense as well. So there's plenty in there. LA. Why is LA get shunned? I've never done it. Looks
It's just the
bloody
one
hard.
you just sent me randomly one day. You sent me a link for LA Marathon. I'm like,
But you
like
know
the
what I
idea
mean?
of
It's like, why not? I know,
that. Mm.
but I don't know. I think they obviously have to hit a certain criteria, but I just think it'd be cool. There's so many cool places to go, and this is the brilliant thing about what I like about marathons and running in general. Like, you can go to all these different places in the world, and you can lace up, and you can go, you can go and have a go. But you do know there is a clear definition when you rock up to a major.
Yeah,
You do.
definitely.
It's as simple as that. Anybody who's done it, you'll understand exactly what we're talking about. But there we go, people. That's this sort of month's episode, whatever you want to call it, of Marathon Talk. As I said, we'll probably jump back on after Chicago, because Sydney would have happened, so we could pick that apart. Find out, get some feedback on that, give you some feedback from that. There'll be somebody in the community, in the club, who's going out there, I'm sure.
Pagey.
Paige is going. Yeah, good point. So Paige will be able to give us some feedback on that. But we would have done Chicago, Berlin would have happened. So again, we get some feedback on that, and then we can look ahead a little bit to New York, and then
And the Cape Town announcement.
yeah, the Cape Town announcement. So there's always stuff to talk about. But yes, that's it, team. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a nice review. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, all that sort of stuff. If there is something you want us to talk about on our uniquely named Marathon Talk, then drop us an email, longrunshow@gmail.com. Hopefully we remembered the password when we try and access those. But that's it, bruv. It's it. Full steam ahead. Next time you see me, I'll be a lot browner than you.
I'll tell you what, we'll jump on the long run show on the Friday and we'll compare tans.
We'll have a
Have a tan
comparison. We're now not worried about the height. We're worried about our tans. Right. See you later. Thanks, bruv.
See you
Take
later.
care. Bye.